Hey guys, welcome to my channel Strokeism. I'm Jordan.
All right. And Jordan, what are you going to talk to us about today?
I'm going to talk about the time I had a stroke.
And when did you have a stroke?
I had a stroke like Valentine's Day.
Of this year,
Yeah.
2019?
2019.
Okay. So were you healthy before having this stroke?
Yeah, I was pretty healthy.
Were you in any kind of sports or athletic? Did you like any specific sports?
I played a little bit of basketball. My school had, I was in middle school by the way, had a like basketball thing to play, and I played some of that. I'm pretty bad at it, but you know.
Okay. And so you were pretty athletic and pretty in shape?
Yeah.
So you didn't know that anything could be wrong or anything was wrong before this stroke? Okay. So tell us about the day that it happened. What were you doing?
So I was laying here, and I heard a huge explosion in my head, and then I walked over here, and I played Fortnite, and you see Fortnite here, and I was playing it, and I heard a huge explosion in my head, and everything got slow motion, and then I laid down here on my bed, like just laying here. I just like thought of things, and it was like I was daydreaming. And then I realized, because my memory was like really off, like I didn't even remember my name, and I just walked to my sister's room because I had already had the physical effects of it. I couldn't feel anything or anything like that.
So when it first happened, were you able to stand up from your bed?
I was, but then I fell right back down. I got up and boosh, back down.
Why?
Yeah, because of the pressure.
The pressure where?
The pressure was like in my head, and I had like so much pressure.
Did it hurt?
No.
It just felt like a lot of pressure.
Yeah, it just felt like a lot of pressure.
Okay, so then you said that you were daydreaming, and then you felt like you had to get up?
Yeah, I had to get up. I got up and walked to my sister's room.
Okay, do you want to show us about how far away that is?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is your room.
Yeah, this is
And
my
we're going to
room.
walk right into your
my
sister's room. So it's pretty close.
And yeah.
So when you got into here, what happened?
So I fell right into there, but before that, it was dark in here. So turn the light off now, so you can see. It was really dark in here, so I didn't see anything. And I told my sister in like a gibberish kind of voice. I told her like I'm having a seizure, and I like said that, and she thought I was joking actually. And
Why would she think you were joking?
because I kind of joke with her a lot.
Okay, and where were your parents?
My parents were gone on a Valentine's Day date.
Okay, so she thought you were joking because you were trying to scare her?
Yeah, it was my first time being like alone in like 14 years.
Okay, so you walked in to the desk, and what happened where the keyboard is?
So the keyboard, this big keyboard, she thought I was joking, and she said, "Stop joking with me." And I fell into this, and I fell down, like, because it was sitting up before, but she did something different with her room. The keyboard was sitting up, and I just fell, and I like just immediately felt the whole pain on the whole right side of my body.
Okay, and so when you fell down, what did she do?
She said, Jordy, and she grabbed me and like said, Jordan, and I said, call the police, and she called my mom, and my mom told her to like call the police and make sure everything was all right. And in my room, we have we have 2 dogs, but we had 4 dogs, so they were all like putting their noses into me and everything. So that was pretty bad.
So you thought they knew something was wrong?
Yeah, they did. They were like jumping and everything.
Okay, so in this room you were on the floor, laying down because you had fallen over the keyboard?
Yeah.
Okay, so who got here first after your sister called your mom and 911?
So my grandma got here first. She's a nurse, And so she came in through the door that I'm about to show you in a second. And she came in and she saw me on the ground like about 5 minutes after it. So she was pretty quick. She lives in a whole different place. And I got up and I got up and
You got up.
yeah.
You didn't get up. So she rolled you over to your side.
Yeah, she rolled me over to my side and I got up. Why do I keep saying that?
I don't know. Sometimes it's hard to remember.
Yeah.
So she rolled you over to your side so that if you got sick, you didn't aspirate on that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so then I'm assuming, was she talking to you until other people got here?
Yeah, the next person, do you want to know what the next person is?
Well, I will, but when you were with your sister and your grandma, were you able to tell them what was going on?
No, I was speaking gibberish.
What did that sound like?
That sounded like me. Well, it started with me slurring my words, and my sister could still hear me and everything. And then a couple minutes later, it completely didn't understand it. It sounded like this. So you. It sounded like I was saying complete sentences, but it just wasn't like.
It wasn't coming out, right? It wasn't coming out. So in your head, you knew what you wanted to say, but the words that you wanted to say weren't coming out.
Yeah.
Okay, so after Grandma got here, the ambulance got here next, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
The ambulance got here and like 4 people came in, and they came in here and tried to pick me up, but I was dead weight. Like my daddy said it too, because he picked me up, and he said I was dead weight.
Okay. And so what did the EMTs do then?
So the EMTs, they kind of went away for 2 minutes, like backing up, like trying to figure out how to evacuate me out of the building.
Okay.
And because I was so heavy weight that my mom and my dad got there, and my dad just picked me up.
And it was pretty hard for him to hold you,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Because you were pretty heavy.
He's really strong.
Yeah. So he had to lay you back down and let the EMTs carry you out, and it took all 4 of them, right?
Yeah.
To carry you out. And outside, was it warm or cold?
It was cold. It was really frosty.
Yeah, we had a record-breaking freezing this year, right?
Yeah, it was.
So the ground outside was freezing,
Mm-hmm.
and they had to be able to move the stretcher on all of that ice too.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember what it felt like?
It felt really cold. I was shivering like a penguin.
Yeah, you didn't have a shirt on, did you?
Yeah, I didn't have a shirt on.
And they couldn't get a sheet on you even until you got out on the stretcher.
Yeah.
So do you remember being in the ambulance at all?
I do a little bit. When they rolled me in, I was just like freezing, and they were freezing too. They were wearing like 3 layers of clothing. They like asked me if I took any drugs or did anything that would cause me to be like that, and I was still speaking gibberish, even more gibberish than when my grandma asked to talk to me.
Okay, so what did they do in the ambulance besides asking you questions?
They like took my heart and like everything and looked at it, and I thought everything was good actually. I like thought everything was fine. I was like relaxed and thinking in my head. Like a lot of my thoughts were in my head, and I just like relaxed until they like I looked at the screen because my eyes were like if you have contacts, like taking them out, and then you know your eyes are blurry, right? And like you have it like not like seeing contacts, like when not seeing, and I didn't even see his eyes, and I was like whatever, it's whatever. And I looked over to my left, which was really hard. I was still moving slowly, and I saw my heart rate was really low.
Okay.
So I was really scared.
Did you feel anything at that time? Were you sick or dizzy or anything?
I was like everything. I was like, I almost like my body couldn't decide which one it wanted.
When you tried to walk to your sister's room, did you feel dizzy or any of that?
Yeah, I felt really dizzy. I like closed my eyes. I forgot this part. I like closed my eyes, and because that when anybody's feeling dizzy, they tell them to close their eyes, right? And I closed my eyes, and I still saw black. rolling around. It was pretty crazy.
Okay. Did anybody go with you in the ambulance to the hospital?
Yeah, my mom.
And then where did your dad go?
My dad, he drove.
Okay.
Because there wasn't enough space in there.
Okay, so he got to the hospital right with you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what we're going to do is next video we're going to talk about how this happened, how this stroke, what caused this stroke, and then we'll do a third video that tells about what happened in the hospital and how you almost died. We didn't know for a while if you were going to make it. It was so severe. So we're going to talk about the amount of time in the hospital and actual brain surgery and a rehab facility that you were in for 6 weeks. So you might want to follow Jordan's journey from stroke to recovery. On this channel, you can do what?
You can see the, there will be more videos, probably every week, and subscribe to the channel, and I'm going to post my links in the description for my Facebook, my Instagram, my Twitter, everything like that.
Perfect. So if they want to follow you and know your story and follow your recovery and all the changes that happen when you have a stroke, the funny things, the scary things, the equipment, we're going to go through all of those things, right?
All right. Thank you. Hit that like button.